So, the anniversary of the Zack Snyder's Justice League was very successful. Still, one of the most talked about online ever. Over 550,000 restore the SnyderVerse tweets. But remember, all the trades, they all said it doesn't exist.
No such thing exists.
Nor will it.
It doesn't exist.
Yeah, that doesn't exist.
It never existed.
The release the Snyder cut type weirdo.
No, there is no Zack Snyder cut. Really does not.
But it doesn't exist.
Here I am. Your boy Warstu said it was coming on HBO Max before anyone did. So we're going to talk in this video about Restore the Snyderverse and pretty much how and why Wayne T. Carr posting this image, which we here on this channel, we broke the story about Warner Bros. Basically demanding Zack not put that scene in. We broke that story before any other channel about how this pretty much affirms the Snyderverse is basically restored behind the scenes. So yo, what is freaking good, YouTube Warstu? If you are new around here, make sure to subscribe to never miss any of the Marvel DC based content we do on the daily. If you could subscribe to the channel, that very much would be appreciative. If you could turn notifications on, like the video, comment and share absolutely everywhere, that would be incredible. And also, if you want to see the beautiful face behind the beautiful voice, just check us out on Instagram at Warstu. And also, if you want to stay up to date with all the latest and greatest Marvel, DC, pop culture based stuff, follow me on Twitter sphere, aka Twitter WarstuG. I've got 35 followers over there. I'm trying to build a community over there. That's the fastest way to stay up to date with everything going on. So, as we know, because I broke the story to you guys before it even happened, I remember doing it. I actually remember hearing this information weeks ahead of time before it publicly broke that Zack Snyder had gone ahead and in his yard had filmed a scene with a Green Lantern played by Wayne T. Carr, and it looks incredible. Zack revealed an image at a convention he went to, but he didn't really reveal it. Now, why Wayne T. Carr posting out an image that clearly has all the VFX work done on it is very important, is because legally he wouldn't be able to post this image publicly unless some things were happening behind the scenes. So just a simple fact, he was legally allowed to post this image tells me that we are going to see this scene play out. It's going to get posted online, and basically with Discovery, with David Zaslav, that things are happening behind the scenes. A lot of actors got involved with the Restore the Snyderverse. A lot of people who don't even like the Snyderverse were tweeting stuff. Even Marvel fanboys were tweeting stuff out. And I meant essentially for, you know, to be popular, you know, for clout. Essentially it is for that, but it is cool that a lot of people that aren't even into this, the Snyderverse doesn't exist. You remember all them trades and certain people were like, it doesn't exist, it doesn't exist, and they're still saying the same thing about Justice League 2 and 3. It will never get restored, and then kind of backtracking, saying things like, oh, it's a multiverse, anything could happen. But all of a sudden now, because this image is being posted, a lot of people are actually thinking, oh wait, this could actually mean anything. So the Warner Media merger with Discovery is pretty much going through in the next couple of weeks. We know there's a new board. We know that Ann Cernoff, we know Toby Emmerich aren't on the board, so they're not actually out of the company yet. There's some very misleading content going around that I've been sent saying, Ann Cernoff's fired, Toby Emmerich's fired. No, they're not actually fired. Not even close, but they don't really have any power anymore in the sense of decisions, at least. So essentially we said in the breakdown that Warner Bros will still run like Warner Bros. Warner Media is merging with Discovery to make Warner Bros. Discovery. Why isn't it called Warner Media Discovery? I don't know. I don't make the rules. What you understand is everything they've set out already will play out the way you know it's going to play out. But a little changes. There will be reshoots. We know Black Adam test screened badly, hence the reshoots. The reshoots, everyone seems to think it's to add Henry Cavill Superman in it. But as far as we know, that could have already potentially happened. But what is most interesting is there's even more information that I've been told. And I mean, I'm not going to say this is 100% true, but initially the plan for Black Fleck was for him to sacrifice himself. In some variants, there's lots of different ways this could have happened, but most likely jumping into a portal, setting off a MacGuffin device, saving reality. But in the latest version, and the version I've always been told, I've been told this for the longest time, Black Fleck does not perish, does not die. Instead, he arrives at some unknown point in the future, aka the Nightmare. And that is how essentially how Justice League 2 was gonna form. So it seems like if this is the plan going forward, it seems like the Flash Flash movie will kind of help set up Justice League 2, which would be fascinating. Everyone wants to see the conclusion of Justice League 2 and 3. Even people I've spoke to that aren't even into this kind of stuff, they want to see what's going to happen. We want to see, you know, Riddler get involved and solve the anti-life equation. We want to see Lex Luthor go pretty hardcore. There's so much coolness, you know. Batman was going to die protecting Superman, and we know, we pretty much know how it was going to play out because things played out the way it played out. It will be very different anyway, essentially. Even though it was kind of set up, but we know everything will play out differently. So even though we've got Zack Snyder's original plans for 1, 2, 3, etc., it will still be a dark side war. We will still get loads of nightmare. Superman will essentially bow down to the anti-life equation and will be controlled by Darkseid, etc. But everything will be changed massively, which is good because we don't want to watch Justice League 2 and 3 knowing what's going to happen. Obviously, if you watch a channel like this, you want to know some little bits what could happen massively. When this does happen, they will change a lot of things. Now, an interesting standpoint when people have, but the actors are too old, but the actors are too old. I'm thinking, hang on a minute. Robert Downey Jr. last played Iron Man in his 50s. Paul Rudd's like 55. You really think the actors are too old? What will happen is they'll most likely have to shoot back Justice League 2 and 3 back to back when this happens. So we know we're going to see this. It's just a case of when, not if. I know a lot of people are still doubting everything, and from what I've been told and what I'm hearing, everything I've said about Superman, Henry Cavill returning, the Batfleck series, Justice League 2 and 3, it's still all in the pipeline. It's still possible. It still could happen. As we said at the start of the video, Wayne T. Carr having legal permission to post this image tells us everything. Now, the reason why they weren't allowed to use John Stewart Green Lantern was absolutely ridiculous because, oh, it's going to interfere with the HBO Max Green Lantern series. Yeah, we've not heard anything about it. Jeff Johns must be really annoyed that this image has got out. But we know it was obviously placed with a Harry Lennox scene, Martian Manhunter. No disrespect to Martian Manhunter, but let's be honest, that should have been Green Lantern. It really should. The scene still worked. So it is fascinating that still 1 year later on the anniversary, Wayne T. Carr teases the Green Lantern image and he's allowed to post it. And that essentially tells us that Zack Snyder got permission to post a Green Lantern image, because although it came via Wayne T. Carr, Zack Snyder would have known about it. And Zack Snyder's been up to his little tricks again. He's been liking posts. You know what Zack's like when he likes posts. If he likes a post, it means something's happening. And as I've always told you guys, since before the Justice League Snyder Cut came out, well over a year ago, that everything's still happening. It's just gonna have to take time. The SnyderVerse is pretty much restored, and the fact that it's got over 500,000 tweets on Restored SnyderVerse Day, on the anniversary, you're telling David Zaslav that what we want is coming. We know David Zaslav is going to put lots of money into content. Not initially. It's going to take a few years for this to happen. It's not going to happen straight away. But you just seen what Zack Snyder did on his freaking driveway. It looks better than most movies on his freaking driveway with green screen. Just imagine what he can do if he actually has a full-fledged production value to do it. We all want to see the conclusion of Darkseid looking through the portal at Superman, at Wonder Woman, that scene, that epic ending where Darkseid said, "Ready the Armada, we're gonna do this the old way." And also, we've got the head of Warner Media, the president, saying, as well as the global phenomenon that is Zack Snyder's Justice League. So with that, with the numbers, with the Blu-ray, and also Zack posted something very cute. Believe and you did. Very wise words. He decided to post, believe and you did. So that's essentially telling us he's winking behind the cameras. Obviously, his priorities at the moment is over with Netflix and the Rebel Moon series and the stuff he's doing over there. But he can come out and say something when he's ready and when it's confirmed and when everything's lined up. He can say it, because just because he's working on Rebel Moon doesn't mean he can't still promote and say, yeah, just see Snyder Cut 2, 3. It's all coming. It's all being restored. That wouldn't really do anything to do with the Netflix series, because multiple directors work on multiple projects, multiple actors work on multiple projects. So realistically, guys, you should be listening to me, because as I've always said, it's coming. It really is coming. And the fact that we've got this Green Lantern image from Wayne T. Carr confirms everything will be restored. And I can't 100% confirm if the new plan in the Flash movie is essentially for Batfleck to appear in a Nightmare timeline. I mean, it would be very interesting. That would be a really cool way to set up. We do know there will be reshoots. Now, a lot of people question when I said they haven't even started work on the VFX for the Flash movie. Well, they didn't test screen it, so they never had any intention of it to come out in November. They screen tested Black Adam and Shazam 2 MCU multiple times, but the Flash movie, which was one coming out after Black Adam initially, they didn't even screen test it. So it's going to be very interesting, and I would not be surprised if Black Adam has some reshoots, we already know it does, that line up with the SnyderVerse. Because although there is a multiverse, the Prime, the Alpha, the Sigma universe is always going to be whichever one Zack Snyder's movies and potential TV series is going to be in. Obviously, it's a very bright future for DC. Obviously, Peacemaker was great. Suicide Squad was good. Pattinson's Batman movie was freaking fantastic. I can't wait to see the second part. See, is it Mr. Freeze? Is it Warstu? Which way they go in? Courts of Owls? They could go. There's so many ways they could go with that. And then obviously the HBO Max series as well. It's a bright future. And do you notice? Did you notice the wording of what Wayne T. Carr said? The absolute wording. In the brightest day, massive Green Lantern story. What is he teasing? Is he teasing that he could actually be the real Green Lantern on other projects? He could be teasing anything. And for him to say, give the fans what they want, he got over 40,000 likes on Twitter, which is quite a lot, to be honest, because Wayne T. Carr isn't a massive actor. He's also a teacher. I don't actually think he's predominantly an actor. I think his primary job is a teacher. So that is huge interactions with the Restore the Snyderverse. And I think it's fantastic we're getting some people jumping on the bandwagon now. Why? Because there are more people talking about it. There's been lots of different channels talking about all this kind of stuff throughout, and always been saying that there's been possibilities. There's been channels like The True 31, Ping Pong Flicks, Warstu, The Movie Review, and many other channels that have always said it could happen. There is so much evidence out there that it's undeniable. It's inevitable that the Snyderverse will be restored, although technically it was never not restored. It was just on hold. The anti-life is found disard, and we will stop at nothing to possess it. Dark side. So much coolness coming. The nightmare future, we have to see it. We really have to see the conclusion. We got a cheeky little teaser of the nightmare scene that Zack literally shot in his yard. Yes, he's got a mansion and he's got a very big house, but it was filmed in a yard. People don't realize how great that was. It was filmed in a yard, and you got to remember when Zack Snyder was asked this back in June 2020. Is this a cryptic message or a piece of art? Always both. So Zack Snyder always cryptically teases things. He doesn't say things for the sake of saying it. He says things only on the premonition that it actually means something. So just remember, you heard it here first. The Snyderverse has been restored, will be restored officially. Discovery is key, and the fact this image was posted tells us everything we need to know, and it's freaking fantastic. So like always, guys, check us out on Instagram at Warstu, check us out on Twitter, WarstuG, follow the channel, subscribe to the channel, share the video everywhere, and I will catch you in another video very soon. Catch ya later.